Making your PowerHouse as energy efficient as possible has never been more accessible. It's all about the layers.
We've got some new materials and cutting-edge processes, as well as some traditional solutions for you to consider.
Today on PowerHouse, we'll look at the features and characteristics of mineral wool insulation and closed-cell spray polyurethane foam.
We'll tackle the issue of drafts and leaks with an air-sealing spray-on sealant and high-efficiency windows.
And we'll review a more traditional approach to adding insulation with fiberglass batts.
This show is wrapped in good ideas, Pete. We'll examine layers of efficiency on this week's PowerHouse.
When building, updating, or renovating our living spaces, adding products and features that increase the energy efficiency just makes good sense. Here to share some of the details with us is John Bennett from Halo Thermal Protection. And John, thanks for sharing your expertise with us. We're going to talk about a few of the products with you. The first two, mineral wool insulation and closed cell spray foam. Let's start with the mineral wool insulation and what is it?
Sure. So mineral wool actually originated in Germany in the late 1800s. So it's been around a long time. It's a combination of a few different natural products, one being basalt, which is volcanic rock, and then the other is actually a byproduct of steel goods. And so the two are melted down, woven together into a fiber, and that's what leaves us with our mineral wool insulation at the end product.
And it comes we're looking at in batts here that
yes.
go on the wall, the roof, the ceiling?
Yeah, so it can come in various different forms, rigid board, bat insulation, and so a lot of different manufacturers of different types of mineral wool, but in this application, yes, what we're looking at is bat insulation.
What are the real benefits of it?
So on average, mineral wool is 3 times denser than traditional fiberglass, and so being able to use it and install it is pretty user-friendly. It can get cut down into specific sizes, and because of its rigidity and its density, it's able to really form and fit around different things like outlets, openings, things of that nature. And again, because of its density, you do get a better R value per inch than you would with traditional fiberglass. In a 2x6 cavity, 5.5 inches, this is going to achieve an R23 with the full 5.5 inches, whereas traditional fiberglass, even with a high density fiberglass, you may only be at like an R21. So there are quite a few different benefits that come with mineral wool.
And a real sound barrier.
Great sound barrier. Yeah, it performs exceptionally well. Sound transmission control ratings in the industry are called STC ratings, and the higher the STC rating, the better it is at preventing that sound transfer between walls or rooms or floor spaces. Mineral wool achieves an STC rating of 50, whereas traditional fiberglass is going to be at best around a 39. So for sound transmission control benefits, mineral wool does a great job.
John, let's talk a little bit about the investment of this type.
Mineral wool is going to be more expensive than fiberglass or your traditional types. In some cases, about double the cost, material cost versus the fiberglass. Again, you do get quite a bit more out of that expense than you would with just traditional insulation types.
Sounds like a great insulation. Now we're going to take a look at the closed cell spray foam. You want to show us that?
Yeah, you bet.
John, the second one we want to talk about is closed cell spray foam. Tell us about that.
Sure, so closed cell spray foam is just another insulation type. It's a 2-part product, and once applied, it achieves just an incredible R value per inch, the highest of any other form of insulation. It achieves about, this specific product we're using on this house achieves a 7.4 per inch. So with 3 inches of closed cell in this home, we're targeting that R22.2 in the exterior wall cavities.
And that's a significant R value compared to some basic insulation types.
Oh yeah. So different areas have different building code requirements, energy code requirements. So in this area, targeting an R21, we are obviously exceeding that at a 22.2. But our value is only one part of energy efficiency, and that's where closed cell just does an incredible job. It helps with air infiltration. At 1.5 inches for this specific product, it achieves a Class 2 vapor barrier. So we're really checking off all the boxes with really a small amount of insulation 2x6 exterior, framed walls. 5.5 inches is the depth of a 2x6, and so we're only taking up about 3 inches on the low end, or targeting 3 inches. There's some areas obviously we'll always go over, but that's leaving you with another 2.5 inches of stud cavity, which is giving you some air gap, which is also a good benefit for more than just insulative factors, but some sound, transmission control, different things there, but then also leaving you some room so that if you need to run another wire for an outlet or something, you still have the room to do that and achieve code there too. So.
That closed cell polyurethane, that's really a key, right? Because then, you really have a tight barrier.
Oh yeah, it sticks well to just about everything. When you're applying it, it has a way as it expands of filling in kind of the cracks and crevices or little gaps that maybe other traditional insulation types wouldn't be very good or effective at doing or sealing up. So yeah, it's just a great product.
Let's compare to traditional insulation. Let's talk first about investment cost, and then in terms of also energy savings.
Sure. So today, and depending on a lot of different factors, but if we were to just compare traditional insulation of say fiberglass batt insulation versus closed cell spray foam insulation, it's going to be quite the leap in terms of investment initially. So in some cases, it's double the cost of fiberglass. In some cases, even a little bit more. The benefit of it is though you're gonna get a lot more for what you're spending your money on. If you do traditional fiberglass, you still need to, in this area, in this climate zone, you still need to apply a vapor barrier on top. You're getting that with the closed cell foam. You're getting the air barrier benefit, right? It achieves an air barrier at 1 inch. Like I said, class 2 vapor barrier, 1.5 inches. So you're checking off more boxes with closed cell spray foam than you would be with fiberglass. Depending on the source, the Department of Energy, they have different ranges that they suggest in terms of what your energy savings would be, depending on your climate zone again and whatnot. And in this area, in modern day construction types, your savings might be 15–20% less energy usage with a high efficient home with closed cell spray foam. So that's not a number to shake a stick at. I mean that really adds up over time, and so if you can utilize the spray foam in order to capture some of those savings, in our opinion, it is worth the investment.
John, we always like learning about alternate and effective products. Thank you. We're going to talk again with you in a few minutes, and if you'd like information about insulating options for your PowerHouse, go to our website at powerhousetv.com.
One of the biggest enemies of energy efficiency is conditioned air leaking out of your home. Air leaks and drafts can happen in any room and at any time, so it's important to be on the lookout for them. Our friend John from Halo Thermal is here to tell us how we can stop those leaks even before they start. Hi, John.
Hi.
So, we're really fortunate that in this home that you're helping to build, you're implementing all kinds of different energy efficient strategies and products. Today I want to talk about air sealant, and why is that important?
Sure. So like you said, energy performance is taken collectively from the entire envelope. The building's envelope is a very important part to keep unwanted air out and wanted air in, and air sealing helps to promote that. So air infiltration, bringing the unwanted air inside the house, or to your point, the air leaks moving out, we're able to, and that's what we're doing in this home, mitigate with air sealing. So we call it blue goo, and as you can see, that's the stuff that's spread throughout in various locations, and that's just one part to the overall insulation system we have in this home. What
are the most common places for air leaks?
So if you think about your home and the exterior wall sheathing, think of all the nails or the fasteners that are holding that on place, right? Every hole or every fastener going through that sheathing is a hole, is a spot for air infiltration. Think of around all the windows, the gaps around your windows, anywhere that, electrical lines or anything of the sort that would be passing through the walls. Those are all primary spots that, are easy to think about in terms of air infiltration, but what things we don't think about all the time is like the connection of the wall to the floor, to the subfloor, or the connection between the wall and the floor systems or the roof system or whatever else it may be. And so all those different connection points or seams or splices or whatever else it may be that things are coming together, those are all spots that air infiltration takes place. And so that's why we put such an emphasis on making sure that we're identifying those spots ahead of time, so that in the long term a client can be very comfortable in their home. And then of course the benefit would be with the energy savings.
Well, I did go over and touch it, and it's kind of like a sticky, latexy, spackly stuff. I mean, it's sticky to the touch, right?
Yeah.
How do you apply it?
So it can be applied in various manners, with a caulking gun, simply using a trowel and taking it out of the tub and applying it, or in this application we used a commercial sprayer in order to spray it. We have a lot of coverage very quickly, and then another one of our team members will go behind with a trowel and just kind of smooth it out and make sure that it gets pushed into all the cracks and crevices real well in order to form a really good seal between those, in this case, studs, bottom plate to subfloor, around penetrations, things of that nature. And to your point, yes, it does maintain its elasticity, and that's by design, so that with a little bit of movement over time or whatever else it may be, it maintains that air seal, which is really what we're trying to achieve here.
Now, I'm going to ask this question. This is a new home, this is new wood, and there is going to be some settling. Mm-hmm. Is this only for new construction, or is this a retrofit project?
No, not at all.
Product.
So we can use it in new construction like we are here. You can use it in remodels, and in fact, we really suggest a lot of clients, would consider this in their remodel project, whether it's a whole home remodel or it's just one part of the remodel, and maybe you're going to do the rest of the home another time. This product is easy enough to apply as you're able, and really it's a great addition to the entire insulation system that you're choosing for a home. And so yes, in the remodel world, especially homes that are older, maybe they're built 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago, where the construction methods aren't quite up to what we would consider to be modern day practices. This Blue Goo, or again any other air sealing product, is just something great to consider to help increase the overall efficiency of that home.
Now you're talking about tiny little perforations in the wall, tiny little holes. Explain to us how that can add up in a home.
So one thing I like to I guess use as an example to what or how effective air sealing is like, take for example, you're in a vehicle driving down the highway in the winter. It's cold outside, it's nice and comfortable inside, and then all of a sudden somebody decides to lower that window just a little bit. It doesn't take a whole lot of air infiltration to change the comfort of the environment within that vehicle, and so we look at it the same way with air sealing. Yes, there's no gaping holes that are, in our homes that we would ignore or just be okay with, but you add hundreds or thousands of small little holes or little gaps, and now all of a sudden they start to make a very negative impact on the overall comfort and efficiency of a home. And so that's what we're trying to target. We're not looking for the big obvious holes, because obviously that would be easy to take care of, but what we're trying to do is at a preventative measure, keep all the small holes from adding up into a big problem.
Well, let's talk about cost. Can you give us a cost window on, because this is an add-on for construction.
Yeah.
What kind of expense is this?
So really depends on a lot of different factors. Depends on type of insulation you're going to be using. Overall, depends on maybe how tight the studs are together, how well the home has been constructed, how many openings are there, penetrations, things of that nature. But for an average size home, I would say 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. That same about $2,000 to $3,000 can go a really long way in terms of air sealing. And again, as you look at it, while every dollar is important to consider how you spend it, in the air sealing side, it really does go a long way.
Wow, lots of benefits to this product.
Yes.
Thank you so much, John. If you'd like to learn about more ways you can keep those drafts and leaks from your PowerHouse, go to our website, powerhousetv.com.
Air leakage accounts for 25 to 40% of the energy used for heating and cooling, and also reduces the effectiveness of other energy efficiency measures, such as increased insulation and high-performance windows. Thus, air sealing results in lower energy bills. A feature of our home that deserves plenty of thought and consideration when it comes to efficiency is our windows. John is back with us with a window option that brings the best of both worlds in terms of aesthetics and efficiency. And John, let's talk about windows and why is it so important when selecting high quality windows?
So when it comes to windows, they have just a huge part to play in the aesthetic of a home. But also it's important, back to the efficiency perspective, to make sure that we're selecting high quality windows because something might look beautiful, but if it's not performing well, then long-term life cycle expenses obviously are increased there. So we did put a lot of thought towards the windows that we're using in this project.
So talk to us a little bit about the windows you are putting in here. Again, a little higher end, I guess, in terms of the investment, but you're looking for that to pay off over the years.
Yeah. So we did consider a number of different window manufacturers for this project, and the reason we chose these ones are simply because of the thermal break that's integrated into the frame. So while these particular windows are aluminum exterior and interior, that cold or heat transfer really needed to be slowed down. And so with the integration of this thermal break that is separating the exterior aluminum from the interior aluminum, it's helping with that energy performance.
And again, you're thinking about all aspects of the window in terms of that you put in. Talk about the installation.
Yeah, so as always, the windows need to be installed per the manufacturer specs. And so making sure that we're following their guidelines and their requirements also are just important things that help lead to the efficiency.
Windows, we hear about durability, we hear about energy efficiency, but again, you've taken a step up, certainly with that thermal break that you've got installed or in these windows.
Yes, yep. So the thermal break that's integrated into the frame, as seen here, the low expansive foam used around the windows to help with that air infiltration.
Type of glass?
The type of glass, low E glass, double pane, insulated glass. There's so much that goes into the selection.
And this home has a lot of windows.
Yes.
That came in, again, in terms of the planning and thinking about that. But as you said, you're a little bit upper end in terms of the investment, but the payoff in terms of energy savings over the years, right?
Yeah. So again, just with so many windows in this house, lots of openings, lots of areas where the exterior elements and the interior comfort are always battling one another. We wanted to make sure that we selected windows that were going to be aesthetically pleasing and also lead to sustainability and low cost life cycle expenses.
John, thanks for sharing your insight and expertise with us. And if you'd like more information about energy efficient windows for your PowerHouse, visit our website at powerhousetv.com.
When considering window upgrades, know that new windows generally offer better energy efficiency, enhanced aesthetics, and increased home value compared to older windows. But the decision to replace or repair depends on factors like the age and condition of the existing windows, budget, and desired outcomes. As you assess the insulation needs of your home, sometimes an improvement is as easy as adding a ready-made layer on your own.
A good material choice for that is fiberglass batts. They're easy to work with, affordable, and effective in creating greater energy efficiency. Megan, let's do some insulating, okay?
Fiberglass batts typically come in a standard width that matches the framing width in most construction. When a narrower piece is needed, the material can easily be cut to size. The batts also usually come as faced, like this, or unfaced. The faced batts have a moisture barrier like craft paper or foil attached to one side, and this style is much more suitable for use on exterior walls, attic ceilings, and basements where moisture control is crucial. And let me point out, these are different R values. This is a 13 and this is a 30. That's why there's the difference.
Absolutely. On exterior walls and basements, the facing should be installed toward the living space against the wall or ceiling. In attic ceilings, the facing should be installed toward the living space below against the ceiling drywall or plaster. Unfaced batts can be used in interior walls, crawl spaces, or between floors where moisture control is not as critical. Before you begin, gather everything you need for safety and to make installation easier. Check for proper ventilation in the work area, add a fan or open a window to keep air moving if possible. Wear safety glasses and a dust mask or respirator to keep from inhaling loose fibers or excessive dust. You want to have gloves, long sleeves, and pants will protect your skin from any irritants you might encounter while installing the insulation. Your tools should include your chosen fiberglass batts, faced or unfaced depending on the space to be insulated, a ladder for reaching high places if needed, staple gun and staples if attaching faced batts to wood framing. You'll want to have a straight edge or 2x4 board to help guide straight cuts if needed, and a tape measure for accuracy and a utility or insulation knife for cutting.
When placing in an open stud bay containing no insulation, measure the height of the stud bay and cut the insulation bat about an inch longer than needed. Gently push the insulation into the stud bay, starting at the top and being careful not to compress it too much. Make sure it fits snugly against all sides of the framing in which it's placed. If this is an area using faced batts, you can now staple the facing material to the inside edges of the framing or the outward facing edge. Door and window frames are the most likely areas where you'll encounter framing variations and tighter spaces. Measure and cut small pieces of insulation to fit snugly in the spaces around these frames, again, being careful to not compress the material too much. Fiberglass insulation batts are a great layer to add to unfinished or problematic spaces in your PowerHouse.
For additional ideas and DIY projects you can complete to boost your home's efficiency, be sure to visit PowerHouseTV.com or AlliantEnergy.com. Megan, we wrapped ourselves in comfort on this week's PowerHouse.
We did. We explored new insulation options that deliver great results.
We sealed air leaks in a home for greater efficiency.
We examined the importance of high-quality windows to achieving energy savings.
And we shared some tips for quickly adding insulation with fiberglass.
We added layers of efficiency on this week's PowerHouse.